Hey, hello, everybody. Let's get into our study of biochemistry a little bit further. You will see this slideshow that you can access. If we look down through here, the idea is we know there are six elements that make up the majority of the chemical compounds that make up living things. And we would refer to those as like organic material, life, biological material. And remember that that was carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. But it's fascinating to think how these building blocks or these specific elements as atoms can join together to form things that we see every day. Like if we eat mashed potatoes, I mean, how it was potato as a plant, photosynthesis was involved, but what's happening is these elements are combining to form macromolecules. And so that's kind of what this slideshow is about, is macromolecules. So as we kind of just peruse down through here, think of macromolecules as large molecules. Macro means large. So we're talking about large molecules. Now there's four main types that we're going to ask you guys to try to gain a deep understanding of in biology. And so you'll see on this slide that those four are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. Now, today, we're only concerning ourselves with one and two, the carbohydrates and the lipids. So let's move down through here. One thing to keep in mind is that macromolecules sometimes are the result of long chains of smaller units. So we think of the smaller units as a monomer, and then the larger unit as a polymer. You will see how that comes together as we dig deeper into that idea. But keep those two terms in mind. All right, as we go through, there are ways in which these monomers can be bonded together to form greater or larger sized macromolecules, and so or polymers. And so you'll see as you look through the slides, water's involved, and again, we'll try to get into the detail of that like in class. Okay, so one group of macromolecule that we want to focus on are the carbohydrates. Now, in general, those are known as the sugars, but there are some divisions of that, as in monosaccharids being the simple sugars. Mono means one. Disaccharids, the term di means two, and so that's a double sugar. And then polysaccharide means that these sugar monomers have bonded together to form these long polysaccharide types of sugars. Okay, so you can kind of, as you go down through here, you can kind of see, the differences between these, and they're outlined here. For example, if we get to a polysaccharide such as starch, as I was mentioning, potatoes is a source of starch. Really what that means is that there are simple monomer sugars that have bonded together to form long chains of polysaccharide sugars, which we would call then polysaccharides. Okay, so moving on, a second major group of biochemical is the lipids. And lipids generally are fats and oils. There are other things like hormones are a part of that group, but their structure is a little bit different. It's unique. So the way these elements combine to form these different things determine their properties. So for example, like sugars are different than fats, and they do different things for us. All right, we are at slide 13, and that's where we're going to stop for today. All right, good luck, and if you have questions, let me know.